What are some typical questions from seniors that you get?
Well, obviously the big one is, do I have to give up my home? And we talked about that. No, they don't. Will there be something left for my heirs? Because many seniors want to be able to provide, they want to leave something, so on. And in many cases, the kids don't care, but the parents do, and they want to have something.
Right.
Um, and what happens to me if my equity runs out? I mean, if I live a long time and they keep paying me, they're paying me monthly, and my equity has expired. Well, the fortunate thing about that is that they have to keep paying you for as long as you live in the home. So you're not going to run out of those payments as long as you retain occupancy. The lender in that kind of a case, which I kind of chuckle at, is they've lost their bet. You've beat them at the game. Your expiration date didn't come soon enough for them. Okay, so they continue to pay you. So that aspect of it is good. If you're in one of those, you're in good health and you're in your home, and you end up staying there until you die.
So as long as you stay in the home, regardless of your health, as long as you're in the home, you could continue to
whatever that arrangement is, you're going to continue on that. Yes.
Okay.
And you can take money. Think about this now. I'm a senior. I have a home, and it has a little bit of maintenance that has to be done. I haven't been able to do that. Maybe it has to have a new roof. I have to put in, as we talked earlier, I have to put in a ramp now. I have to lower some counters because I'm in a wheelchair. Whatever those kinds of modifications might be. Depending upon the equity position that I have, I can indeed take a lump sum. Lenders will not allow you to take all of it, so there are some calculations that have to be done. But I could take a lump sum to do those kinds of repairs, and the balance of my equity I could take in monthly payments, so that I'm going to have those monthly payments as long as I stay in that home. And
so you can get both a lump sum and monthly payments depending on how the loan is structured.
That's correct. You can structure it that way. You can have actually a line of credit set up. You can take the money, put it back into a line of credit. They pay pretty well for that. They have a pretty good interest rate that they provide for that. So your line of credit is growing just like it would be if you had your money invested in a bank. Most people don't do that because most of them are looking for either having to fix up the home a little bit, and or wanting, as we said early on, they're really looking for cash flow to enhance their living capacity and what they can do.
John, this has just been some amazing information, and straightforward information, honest information.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's lacking out there. And, I'm so grateful that you've taken this time to, educate folks. If somebody wants to get a hold of you, first of all, before I do the contact question, is there anything else, John, you want to add to this discussion?
Let me just, I wrote down some things just to make sure. So let me just kind of take a look at that. At my age, my memory is not all that.
Then you can tell us how they can get a hold of you.
Yes, I'll do my commercial here in a minute.
Okay, fair enough.
So, yeah, I think we've covered pretty much all of it, Jeff, in terms of what I would say to people is that, leave them again with the idea that if you're going to do this, make sure you understand every aspect of it. If you are older, I urge you to include your children, your grown children in the conversation, because they might say, hey, Mom, instead of doing this, or Dad, instead of doing this, let's think about you moving closer to me or putting in that second unit because we might be able to do that on our property, or include them before you do it, because once you've paid those upfront fees that we know are fairly substantial, then those are gone forever. You've lost that equity in your home. So I urge people to think about doing that. Thank you for asking about my contact. Yeah, I'm with Humboldt Home Loans. I'm up in the Eureka area of California. in the redwood curtain, as they say. But the way these loans are done today, you can do all that through, I do these all over the state because I can do them by email and all the rest of it, so on. So scanning documents, etc. I would urge other people too, because you know this, Jeff, already, because we've been together, we've known each other for a long time. But if you go to my website, which is cleverly named Humboldt Home Loans, okay, so you can't miss it. But if you go into the website and go to the tip sheet section, for anybody that's thinking about this kind of a loan or any other kind of a loan, for instance, trying to refinance their property or something like that, there's all kinds of information on that tip sheet section. I've written for years, as you well know, and you can scroll down that tip sheet section and learn about closing costs and tax ramifications and exchanges and all kinds of various and sundry things. So I urge people to do that. It's educationally oriented. You don't have to do a loan with me to have access to that. You can go in there and read up on all kinds of things.
The tip sheet is also on my blog on my website, which is jeffkatzhomes.com.
Oh, great.
And yes, that tip sheet is very, very valuable. So John, what is your phone number? What is your email address? How do people get a hold of you?
Well, I'm going to give you my cell phone because that's the one I have with me all the time. 616-8160. That's 707-616-8160.
And your email address?
My email is jfesler@humboldthomeloans.com. And if you go to my website, obviously my contact information is all there as well at Humboldt Home Loans.
Right.
Humboldt, as you well know, is kind of an interesting spelling for people. So let me do that just once for you. Humboldt. The D is often left out there. So otherwise you'll frustrate yourself trying to figure out where the darn Humboldt Home Loans is. Okay.
Humboldt, the redwood curtain. Great place.
Yes,
Miss it.
Absolutely.
And for those that are thinking about either downsizing to a maybe smaller, less maintenance intensive home, or maybe considering senior living options, or maybe thinking about keeping their home and renting it out, I can help with all of the above, as well as the downsizing process. And you could reach me at area code 707-845-2541. And I work mostly in the Eastbay. That would be the Tri-Valley, Eastbay, Danville, Sanramon, Livermore, Dublin, Pleasanton area. But I could cover a large area here in this part of California. And so, but I'm also happy to answer your questions, and my website too, which has a lot of great information. This video will go up on the website soon, is jeffkatzhomes.com. John, I want to thank you so much for this session. You're a wonderful teacher. There's nobody that's more knowledgeable about not only reverse mortgages, but about financing in general. And if you'll not hang up, I'm going to disconnect this call here in a moment and disconnect the recording, but stick around. We'll chat a little bit. And for everybody that's taken the time to watch this video, thank you very, very much. And I am going to be doing another video soon about accessory dwelling units. You brought that up a couple times. Secondary dwelling units, mother-in-law homes, mother-in-law flats, as they used to call them. And that is a really good option for some people. So that'll be in a subsequent video. So thanks once again, John.
I look forward to seeing that one, Jeff.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll learn something, okay?
Yeah, stick around for that one too. That's upcoming. And thanks once again.
Thank you for having me. Take care.
My pleasure.